Thank you, Anton, for a very kind introduction. I will speak Russian. Dear colleagues, friends, first of all, many sincere thanks to the organizers of the Arctic Circle Forum for their hospitality and for this opportunity to present to you our regional perspective, our regional take on the issues of Arctic development. History and geography have helped the Arkhangelsk region to become today the most lived-in northern territory with a powerful and diverse industrial infrastructure. While its capital, Arkhangelsk, has established itself over the last 430 years as a well-known center of education, science and culture. Currently, it is the largest of Russian Arctic towns, with a population of 360,000 people. Among the region's advantages are easy access by all types of transport and proximity to the center of Russia. Over many centuries, the Arkhangelsk region was Russia's key to developing the Arctic territories in the northern Sea route. The indigenous population of the Russian coastal area were the first, starting in the 15th centuries, to travel across the northern seas to discover and settle in circumpolar and Siberian territories, which later expanded the Russian state. I yesterday spoke to some representatives of Alaska, and I want to remind you that actually the first governor of Alaska was Russian, established by Ivan the Terrible in 1854. Arkhangelsk was the only seaport in Russia. From the late 17th century, it was building itself up as the first maritime trade and military shipbuilding center. Our region was the main, and for several centuries, the only anchor point and launch pad for Russia's Arctic studies and development. Since the 18th century, 200 Arctic expeditions have started out from Arkhangelsk, and in the mid-20th century, for over 40 years, Arkhangelsk hosted the headquarters of the Northern Sea route. In the late 19th century, the north of the Arkhangelsk region became the first industrial area and most developed territory of the Russian Arctic. During the First and Second World Wars, the Arkhangelsk region was a major hub for the supply strategic cargoes. And between 1941 and 1945, 17 dervish convoys sent by the Allies docked in the Arkhangelsk port. Today, the Arkhangelsk region is Russia's northernmost territory, including Norway Zemlya and Franz Joseph Land. The 7 municipalities of the region included in the Russian Arctic zone make up about 5% of the total area. The population of these territories inhabits mainly the coastal areas and account for 28% of all inhabitants of the Arctic zone. Currently, Arkhangelsk is central to the implementation of Russia's state policy of Arctic development. A year ago, an integrated Arctic center was inaugurated. The safety and security and faster response to emergencies in the Arctic are also successfully tackled by the Arkhangelsk Regional Rescue Service.
На территории области в составе Архангельской зоны
There are over 20 vocational training colleges in the Arctic area of our region, including over 20 establishments, including the oldest maritime academy in Arkhangelsk. The academy trains mechanics and navigators for the Northern Sea route. Scientific and professional capacity building is a prerequisite of our success in the development of the Arctic. There are currently 18 higher education institutes with a total of over 27,000 students. Arkhangelsk hosts the only specialized medical higher education college. It's the Northern State Medical University. And this university, among other things, conducts research in polar medicine and into the health of the indigenous population. Based on the medical university, we are planning to set up a center for integrated medical research in the Arctic, which will be assessing the health risks faced by indigenous people, polar explorers, and other people working and living in the Arctic. The university is well equipped for that. The studying of local bioresources like berries, herbs and seaweed is of no less importance for the bettering of the local population's health. The medical university has been studying these subjects for over 80 years. The SAFO, the Lomonosov Northern Arctic Federal University is still the main supplier of qualified workforce for Arctic development, and the strategic mission of the university is to provide innovation, scientific and HR support for the protection of Russia's geopolitical and economic interests in the Arctic. It provides a system of continuous professional learning, integration, and of education, science, and industry. The university is a reliable partner of the Arkhangelsk regional government, tackling a range of advanced applications for the benefit of education system in the Arctic region. The Arkhangelsk region has all it takes for scientific capacity building in the Arctic. There are 8 scientific organizations, and the Arkhangelsk regional government came up with the initiative, and the head of the Federal Scientific Organization Academy issued an appropriate order on the 30th of September this year to set up a federal research center. The center will be extremely useful in this area, working under the auspices of the Russian Academy of Sciences. The territorial shipbuilding innovation cluster set up in the Arkhangelsk region has been included in the list of Russia's 25 pilot clusters. It accommodates such major shipbuilding concerns as Zvezdochka ship repair yard, the Arctica Northern Production Conglomerate, as well as the SAFU. The Severodvinsk cluster today is a combination of highly qualified workforce, modern process equipment, and scientific research and experimental platforms. It can not only build new generation submarines, but also boats of all kinds. Civil shipbuilding will be expanding alongside the growth of the industrial development of natural resources and value-added processing of raw material. It will also be useful for increasing contributions to the budget. Sea transport in the region means, above all, the Northern Shipping Company. It has a fleet of universal dry cargo vessels. Today it has 34 boats of various kinds. It's well equipped with lifting machinery, which is very important for ill-equipped mooring places in the Arctic. Over the recent years, the freight traffic has increased dramatically, by 14%. It went up by 14% from between 2013 and 2014. The local airline companies are beginning to revive in the Arctic region. Airports are being refurbished. A network of 23 airfields has been rebuilt, including some in remote Arctic settlements. We have reinstated flights to the Komi Republic, and there are new opportunities for expanding both national and international air travel in the Arctic. We take 7th place in Russia for passenger traffic and 3rd place in northwest of Russia for freight traffic. Belkamur project will play a crucial role in the development of an integrated transport network in the region. We were talking about the railway line Arkhangelsk-Perm, 1,161 kilometers long. On the 3rd of September this year in Beijing, Belkamur and the Chinese company Poly Technologies signed an agreement for joint implementation of the project. Belkamur will be able to create an integrated transport network facilitating Russia's ties and relations with the EU countries, North and South America, Central and Southeast Asia. The natural resource wealth of the Arctic territories in the Archangel region includes 20% of Russia's diamond reserves, deposits of lead and zinc, silver-rich and platinum-rich ores, and of course fish in the coastal waters. In 2014, an innovative timber-producing cluster was set up in the Archangel region based on innovative technologies. The cluster comprises a major forestry business in the north of the Archangel region, SMEs, lumber supplies, scientific, educational and transport organizations, and major logging and woodworking enterprises such as Archangel TBK, Arbum, Lesozavod 25 and the Titan Group of companies are the core of this cluster. The mission is to promote value-added forestry production. Forest is our new energy and environmental policy. We are soon going to give up fossil fuel in favor of gas and timber industries residue waste. And we're planning to strengthen the region's position on the diamond market. We also have an Arctic project, the development of the Pavlovsk lead and zinc ore deposit on Novaya Zemlya. In 2017, we're planning to start building the plant, and in 2019 we'll get the first products. Our region's economic development, promotion of social comfort in our towns and countryside are unthinkable without the fishing industry. It's now very important for us not just to conquer and develop remote northern areas, but also to protect their unique and fragile natural environment. And we have now 3 national parks: Russian Arctic, the Oniga Pomorye, the Vodlozersky National Park, and these are unique territories. There are such rare species as the white bear and Atlantic walrus, the Greenland whale, narwhal, and white polar seagull. And the aims of these national parks are to preserve the cultural and historic and natural heritage of the western sector of the Russian Arctic, and also clean up the territory of the park, remove the leftover industrial waste. We are aiming to encourage tourist industry. Currently, tourists are more and more attracted by special different climates and natural settings, and the Arctic is of great interest from that point of view. The Omega Pomorye Park on the Oniga Peninsula, surrounded by the Oniga and Двина bays of the White Sea, was established in order to preserve the virgin old northern taiga as well as the traditional way of life of the White Sea coast. And there are special places in our region, like Solovki, above all, with their unique man-made landscapes, churches and monasteries, wooden architecture, and the still surviving old customs and ways of life. The Margaritinsk International Fair is a brand attraction of Archangel, reminiscent of Arkhangelsk's glorious reputation as the first seaway of the Russian state, through which foreign goods flowed into the country. From the very establishment in 1993 of the Barents Euro-Arctic region, bringing together the northern territories of Russia, the Archangel region has been an active contributor to all areas and ways of Barents cooperation. 2 days ago, on October the 15th, in the Finnish town of Oulu, the Archangel region celebrated the completion of its 2-year term as chair of the Barents Regional Council. We came up with a wide range of initiatives, including the development of a climate strategy for the Russian section, etc., etc. We must emphasize that we are champions of policy of dialogue, good neighborly relations, and mutually beneficial collaboration in the Barents region. The government of the Archangel region willingly participates in the work of the State Commission on Arctic Development. On the 5th of October 2015, the Archangel government came up at the Commission's meeting with an initiative with the following proposal to do with promotion of Arctic tourism and state support. Proposals are to cut down the time it takes to issue passes for entry into the border area of Russia for cruise operators from 60 days to 7 days, to devise a special visa-less regime for foreign participants of cruise and research programs in the Arctic, and to arrange admission and welcome for passenger airliners, to extend state support for small indigenous groups in Russia. The strategy for Arctic development implies active involvement of local authorities in achieving these goals. Now, we must say that the Arctic for us is a wealth of history. This is large-scale reforms and projects in the pipeline. The projects that we are currently implementing demonstrate clearly that for us the Arctic is, or Primorje is a gateway to the Arctic.